They say when an object is well loved, it is eventually imbued with a soul. So then what about garbage? What is that imbued with? Objects are trashed for all manner of minor imperfections and no one ever finds value in them again, except for Rudo, the main character of the story, who risks his well-being to salvage trashed objects, and although not significant right now, this gives us the basics of what Gachiakuta is about, and that is the power of cherishing what you have. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of battle shonen manga, especially in recent years, but Gachiakuta has thoroughly impressed me. It's gritty with really enjoyable characters and probably my favourite shonen power system in recent times. Gachiakuta is written by Kei Urana and their art style has quickly become one of my favourites. In today's video, I'll be talking briefly about the story, then I will cover the vital instruments and the power system of Gachiakuta and how I believe it's affecting the garbage and the wildlife of the world. After that, I will talk about the art. Also, please like and subscribe as it helps out the channel a lot. If you would like to avoid spoilers, please click off now, but if you don't mind spoilers or have already read this manga, then please enjoy the video. I've already touched on some of the events of the first chapter, with Rudo fleeing after rummaging through the trash for discarded things. We see that there's a class system with a wall separating the impoverished from the wealthy section of the area. Rudo is looked down upon for apparently being the son of a killer and that the slums were made to hold criminals. We see that Rudo has repaired the bunny from earlier and offers it to his friend. We then meet Regto, Rudo's father figure who took him in after he was abandoned as a baby. We see the wounds on Rudo's hands that his father left him and the gloves he wears helps with the pain. Regto then warns Rudo about going through the trash as if he's caught, he will be thrown into the pit like his father. We see the edge of the sphere Rudo lives on and he can't even see the pit below. Old trash gets thrown into the pit, including people who commit crimes. One day as Rudo is returning home, he bumps into someone. He notices they are wearing an ominous masks. After he leaves, Rudo returns home to find Regto dead on the floor with a sword through his chest. But Regto is alive and tells Rudo to run and to change this world. Before Rudo could leave, he is tased in the back. Rudo is then charged for the murder of Regto and is hung over the pit. Rudo begins to curse everyone and notices the masked man from earlier in the crowd. Rudo continues to curse everyone as he is dropped into the pit, vowing that he's going to kill them all. As Rudo falls, he sees a strange shape in the sky. He later wakes up on a massive pile of rubbish. Rudo then sees that the entire land is covered in rubbish. He hears something behind him and recounts that all perceived things of filth get cast down into the pit, that it really becomes a pit of hell, and we see a massive monster appear right behind Rudo. Rudo is then saved by Engine, who is a member of the Cleaners, a group of people with special abilities that protect people from trash beasts. After this, Rudo is then taken in by the Cleaners, who teach him about his newfound powers, which make him a giver. I will talk more about that in the future. He joins them and begins helping them destroy trash beasts, while also finding out how to return to the sphere. That concludes the first chapter and the broad strokes of the story, and the first chapter sets up the themes of the story really well, especially the commentary on garbage and materialism, how we often discard things for poor reasons, like with the toy bunny at the beginning of the chapter. Well, in the next part, I'm going to talk more about the trash beasts and the vital instruments we see throughout the series, and both those terms will make sense shortly, so don't worry. If you would like to avoid further spoilers, please click off now, but if you don't mind, let's continue. I absolutely love the power system in Gachiakuta. In the world of Gachiakuta, when an object is loved and cherished enough, it can gain powers that only the person who cherished it can use. The object is then called a vital instrument, and the wielder is called a giver. This however has caveats, with objects like the brush in Canvas Town that has been passed down from mentor to student for generations, and this gifts the new user with the abilities of the old, although with slight differences. This type of power system gives the author so much to work with in terms of backstories, and I'm going to quickly detail a backstory of the character Zanka, at least what we have seen so far. Zanka comes from a famous warrior family that hold all of their members to high standards. They work for the Hell Guard, basically the elite police force of the ground that handle criminals. The other students training to become Hell Guards gossip about Zanka and note his talent. They believe that he will graduate as the #1 student who gets to sit on the golden throne of the school. "We can't beat geniuses no matter how hard we try," one of the students remarks. Zanka hears this and can't help but smile with a creepy expression and thinks, damn right you can't. And I love how this shows that Zanka isn't a stoic warrior, but someone that relishes in the attention and praise he receives. We see that people see him as talented, but he works harder than anyone to achieve his goal. This is until a new student joins his class, and surprisingly, she is younger than the class and is too talented to attend the lower grades. She is also from the slums, which is very rare for this noble school. We get an image of the Golden Throne, the most noble seat in the academy. The right to sit on this throne is given only to the most outstanding trainee of the year, and we see the new student has easily defeated every member of her class. We learn the girl's name, Hyo. Zanka doesn't let it bother him and acknowledges that he didn't stand a chance. But we see this is just a front and he is furious. He tells himself that he needs to work harder and that she hasn't bested him yet. Hyo then appears behind him and notices the blood. They chat about the Golden Throne and she doesn't understand what's so special about it. Despite Zanka telling her why it's important, she just doesn't find what's special and thinks that those that want to sit on it just want to be told they're amazing by others. And it's completely accurate to Zanka's character. Zanka watches as those around him no longer look at him with awe and have switched their focus to Hyo. This is when they have a class to pick their weapon to begin learning. Later a man talks to Zanka, being impressed that the academy has a class about choosing a weapon. We then see that the man is talking into a well and that Zanka is below, clutching a staff. We learn that the class was 3 days ago and he's been sitting in there the whole time. When they were picking their weapons, Zanka wanted to do something special. He chose a beat up old staff like in the famous stories, hoping it will be a powerful weapon. His teacher looked at him confused as what he picked up wasn't even a weapon. It was a mistake by the school and was never meant to be there. He thinks of himself as a loser, and I will just say Zanka always has the most insane facial expressions. Zanka sees himself as just an average Joe and that he and his stick are complete frauds. This is when the man above asks, "Can't you just be an average Joe that's better than a genius? I mean, look at you. For all your talk, I think you want to keep going. You're still hanging on to that ordinary stick." He continues saying that anyone would have tossed it by now. He gives him some words of advice and mentions that he will be coming back one day, and when he does, he wants Zanka to show him that an average Joe can go even beyond a genius. We see that this man is Engine. I like how we see that the stick quickly becomes something Zanka relates to, that amongst all those shiny and special weapons, it's just average and dull, which is how he feels about himself. As time goes on, he continues to train and cherish that object, which led him to becoming a giver, allowing himself and the staff to reach new heights. Now, this power in the world called anima seems to be manipulated by thoughts, and these negative thoughts manifest inside the piles of garbage, creating the trash beasts who are extremely hostile towards humans. Trash beasts can only be destroyed by something else with anima, which gives the cleaners their purpose, as they keep the town safe by hunting the trash beasts that get too close, with their vital instruments. There are 6 forbidden zones in the ground, and this is where masks have to be worn due to the pollution and where the trash beasts reside. We get glimpses at these places throughout the series, showing the decay and neglect these cities and areas have experienced, and I can't help but see this as well as the trash beasts as a commentary on pollution and the consequences of leaving things too late. The Sphere are obviously the elite who have escaped to the sky to avoid living amongst the garbage, and personally I see the trash beasts as a manifestation of nature taking revenge for their neglect, and that's why I think they so closely resemble animals. Although some that we see are much more monstrous in design, Gachiakuta provides a cool cautionary tale on cherishing what you have, whether that is the environment, objects, or people in general. Now the art, and I adore the punk style throughout the story. Characters have amazing outfits that give each character their own style and add to their personality. I really like Ruto's outfit during the Doll Festival arc. This is extremely apparent in the volume covers, where we get a cool look at each character in the series. The fight scenes are fire, and I love the double spreads shown during the fights that showcase how powerful the vital instruments are. Throughout the chapters, we get to see really cool color pages that come in so many different styles and just show the characters in different styles and moments throughout the story. This has quickly become one of my favourite art styles in Shonen manga and is definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing more of. Gachiakuta is a must-read for any Shonen fan. It offers more than enough with its fascinating story and interesting power system to keep you hooked throughout your read. This would also be good to check out if you have caught up with the anime and don't want to wait for new episodes. I hope that in this video I've convinced some of you to try this fantastic manga. Also, a shout out to Wimosuka for creating the thumbnail for this video. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He does amazing work. Also, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!